throne of kings, this sceptred isle, this earth of majesty, this seat of Mars, this other Eden, demi-paradise, this fortress built by nature for herself against infection and the hand of war.
They say Brits play the best villains. But what makes a great villain? Firstly, you need to sound distinct. Speak with an eloquence that lets everyone know who's in charge. Gentlemen. Excellent. Now, a villain should have style. A suit should always be bespoke, razor sharp, like your wit. It's important that a villain has the means to stay one step ahead. World domination starts with attention to detail. Take this tiny switch, for example. It changes everything. Now brace yourselves. This happy breed of men, this little world, this precious stone set in the silver sea, against the envy of less happier lands, this blessed plot, this earth, this realm, this England. It's all mine.
I'm so sorry.
I'll survive.
I don't doubt it. You're an excellent specimen. I thought you were empty.
I just moved in.
I'm Charlotte Melville.
Hi. Sorry, I must have fallen asleep.
God, I hope we haven't frightened him off.
So what if we have?
What's going on, everyone? It's Nina Infinity. Welcome to my channel, and it is Sunday, time to review the new episode of Loki. But first and foremost, happy 4th of July to all of you, especially you Americans out there. Happy Independence Day. Happy Independence Day, Jayne. How are you?
I am fantastic. How are you guys?
I'm good. It's been a long and hectic day for me because, as some of you may know, I'm going on vacation tomorrow. So I've just been running around trying to prepare for that. But I'm here and I'm excited to talk about this episode because it got weird.
It was interesting.
Yeah. Script Doctor, my Canadian friend, how are you?
I'm doing great. Again, happy 4th of July to all my American friends. I hope you're able to celebrate it with a lot of barbecue and fun and
Hot
fireworks.
dogs, fireworks,
Cake.
Yep.
Woo! That's awesome. Please, everybody, smash the like, share the stream, do all that good stuff. If you're new here, subscribe. I know that people are probably waiting for fireworks, but just in case, they're waiting to start and then, they're like, oh, we'll just watch Nina for a bit until the fireworks starts. Please share it out there. Thank you. Thank you so much. And, Jayne, do you want to tell everyone where they can find you, what you got going on?
Yeah, you can find me here on YouTube where I post movie and television reviews and occasionally some pop culture commentary. You can also find me on Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram at Jayne Theory.
Perfect. And Jayne's YouTube channel is in the description down below. Be sure you're subscribed. And same with Script Doctor. And Script Doctor, do you want to tell everyone where they can find you?
They can currently find me on Twitter at ScriptDoctorPhD. And if you want to take a look at my reviews and analysis of TV shows and film, you can check my YouTube channel, youtube.com/ScriptDoctor. And yay! Teresa's here.
Yay, Teresa's here. What's going on, Teresa?
Hey, I'm at my undisclosed location where I'm doing some
Oh.
stuff. I'm sorry, I missed a message about the time change. I thought we were starting in 30 minutes, but I'm fashionably late. So
It's all good. You made it. You made it. Scott's not
Wait.
here yet, though.
yeah, maybe he's
Kiss,
also at
kiss.
a undisclosed location as well. Great to be here. Great to see you again, Script. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has. I've missed you.
Yeah,
Aw.
the gang's back together.
Oh, that's so sweet. Teresa, do you want to tell everyone where they can find you?
Yes, well, not in my real undisclosed location, but I can tell you where you can find me on YouTube. I am on YouTube at Miss Martin Muses, where I talk about what makes me laugh, makes me cry, makes me happy, makes me sad, or just really ticks me off. And Twitter, Teresa2_Martin. And I guess the reason why I said that was such venom, because I'm really ticked off about what they're trying to do with Tolkien. So yeah, I'm going to have some Tolkien content. Even more Tolkien content is coming to my channel ASAP.
Excellent. Excellent. So definitely make sure you're subscribed. Again, the link is in the description down below. Be sure you are subscribed. And I'm just going to quickly say hello to the chat because that's who we're here for. You guys are awesome. We had Lauren Masters early on. Hello. Good to see you. Jayne is in the chat saying what you won't say here. Before you introduce yourself, say your line.
Hey guys. Hey guys. Hey guys. Hey guys.
I don't need you to do it anymore, Jayne.
It's funny.
Tina Bojan is here. Hello, Tina. Keely's here. Nikki D is here. Grumpy Old Ninja's here. Ooh, Ja is here. Hello, Kaylee. Everybody. Stieg is here. Hello, Stieg from Norway. Eclay is asking me if I got a sponsor. No, I did not. I maybe one of these days though. Maybe one of these days. Your Muslim uncle. Hello. Yes. Happy birthday, America. Matthew's here. Zach's is here. Andy's here. You guys are all here. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Let's get right to it. Let's get right to the episode. Let me just share my screen. Okay. Why don't we start with what we thought? What'd you guys think of the episode, Jayne?
I hated it. It just kept getting progressively worse.
Okay.
And yeah, that's my opening statement.
Opening statement is progressively worse. Okay, what about you, Script?
Very little happened this episode. Very
Yes.
little. Yeah, just not.
Well, except for like the reveal, like the big reveal. I mean, that was kind of a big deal, right?
Yeah, but it happens at the after the credits. It's just
No, but like the big reveal of the time dudes being the robots or whatever.
Yeah, but we were all kind of figuring that was the case since the start. But yeah, no, I mean, okay, we got a confirmation of that. We got a confirmation of the TVA. Well, we're just getting confirmations of things that we already kind of figured out or suspected to be true prior to this episode. And it didn't feel like a reward for the investment. That would probably be my takeaway from it. And yeah.
Interesting. What about you, Teresa?
I think that Script said it very well. I would have said it in a little more crude manner. It's like a man that just doesn't finish well. It was.
Oh my! Wow.
Hey, I'm under a lot of stress right now. So,
Wow. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. My account got hacked and someone hijacked my voice. That wasn't me. That was Teresita from Portugal. But no, it was actually, it's all just been horrible. The only redeeming value is the fact that somehow Tom Hiddleston is able to deliver these shite lines and still make me go, at least he's a good actor. But I was just, what was it, that line that started at the very beginning when he's like, "You're wonderful," to fake Loki goddess chick. And I'm like, Why? Why does he think she's wonderful? And now he's supposed to be into her. And
Okay, yeah, can we start there for a
my bad.
second? That whole weird
Yeah.
them being into each other kind of thing is really gross.
Yes.
Well, it is, but the thing is the Sylvie character, is she also a frost giant that was saved by Odin, or was she actually Odin's kid? In
I
this
don't know. What
time
that's a
dimension?
good
Like, we don't know,
question.
because if she's not a frost giant, then they're, even though they hold the position within the family, that's the same, and their powers and whatnot, they're not the same in the same regard as like genetics. Because Loki's not really Asgardian; he's a frost giant. He's
Right.
a very malnourished looking one, so to speak.
Right.
And this Sylvie character might very well be the a legitimate relative of Thor himself, as opposed to what Loki is, which is an adopted sibling. Like, we don't know yet. That's still up in the air.
Clay says he's a narcissist and so he loves himself. I mean, I get that, but it's a little bit much, isn't it? Like, it's just kind of like, I don't know. It feels kind of incestual in a way. You're like,
I mean,
ugh,
it technically would be just a weird form of masturbation.
it's true. It's like you're doing yourself. I don't know. It'd be
I just don't
weird.
know why they would like each other, even absent that. I don't.
Yeah.
Well,
believe
oddly
it.
enough, this type of relationship the showrunner has used before in the spec script that got him this job. And that was basically this woman from the future goes back in time to kill this horrible tyrant from her time, but as a younger man. And she ends up falling in love with him. And that's kind of like the irony of it. It's like, how can you like these two horrible people? How can they fall in love with each other? And they do. And that's kind of what we're seeing here. We got these two bad people within their universe who start off hating each other through ego and whatever. And then now, for some reason, because they're facing a end of world event, they're going to just fall for each other.
Well, you know what the weird part is? I think he's way more into her than she's into him. Like, she's kind
Yeah.
of like, oh, okay, like I'm gonna go along with it, but he's definitely like into her, and he's like he's like falling in love with her, and it's
And
like,
that's the thing, is for what reason?
Yeah, we're not seeing what is it about her that would be worth falling for. So,
well,
like,
he loves himself, so I mean, he's like, okay,
but
this is
she
the
doesn't even
female
act like
version.
himself. Like, she doesn't even act like himself in any way that would make him,
Right.
fall
And
I
she
into
think
keeps
it's
saying
because.
she's not him.
Go ahead, Jen.
She keeps saying that she's not him. So
I think it's because she beat the shit out of him, and now he's like got Stockholm syndrome, and he's like, oh yeah, like I'm into this. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, Sif was doing that in this episode, and he didn't seem to like that too much.
That's true. Okay, so we start out with kind of figuring out Lady Loki's backstory, that she is an Asgardian and she was in Asgard, and then these weirdos came and kidnapped her, including this lady here, that she was the
Ravonna.
main kidnapper.
Yeah.
And then like wiped out her timeline and then took her to wherever the hell they took her to, the TVA.
I feel like this is the case where she kind of made her bones, I guess. This is the one.
Mm-hmm.
Got her noticed by the aliens or whatever.
If it did get her noticed, it would be in the wrong way because she failed, and somehow this 12-year-old Loki girl knows how to use the TVA pad.
Yeah,
And
somehow she stole it from this lady and knows how to use it immediately. Like, I don't know how that works.
this is the same actress who played Rey in The Force Awakens, the little baby Rey.
Mhm.
Oh, that's true.
7 years ago. So
She's the bestest Loki ever.
yeah, let's see.
It's true.
Yeah, I guess
But this
so.
may have been the only time she's ever been, I don't know, the first time she was captured. I don't know.
Tina says they're soulmates. Neither one has felt they were worth, and both thought that they deserved to be alone forever.
Now they can be alone together forever.
But there's still, like, I feel like there still should be something about her that he sees in her that's better than him. You know what I mean? It sort of like reminds me of the Witcher series, and you have this very brief love affair with Renfrey. They're both bad people, but you could see in her sort of who and what she was before she became, a murderer, basically. There are elements of that show through. Here, I haven't seen a single scene with Sylvie where she shows any compassion, humanity, vulnerability. I mean, unless I missed it.
She did show a little bit of vulnerability last episode when she like went full blown Karen and like almost cried. Remember? And they were like sitting together, and she was like, "Ah!" and she was, like, having a tantrum. So that was like her vulnerable moment of like,
is that
oh
what that
God.
was supposed to be?
Okay. Yeah. And then he like looked deep into her eyes and he was like, I'm kind of into you because you're me, but like not in so many words.
Yeah. Maybe if they had written it better. I think that all these things are just suffering from horrendous writing. And if you're gonna have a popular character like Loki and Tom Hiddleston, who is my future husband, you need to sell. If you're gonna sell a romance with him, you need to be very, very careful how you craft it, and it needs to be well done. And when it's a new character, one we don't even know, it just feels like they're just desperate for us to like this lady. And it's like, well, give me some time. And I just...
Well, I also feel like, and maybe this is kind of like a discredit to the actress's performance. I just feel like that they don't really have any on-screen chemistry. Like, even if you want to make something like that happen, you would have to get actors that are very... like they have that chemistry and you're like, okay, I can get into this because there's chemistry here. But these people are like bone dry. Like I don't feel anything when they're like trying to be like, oh, okay, like they're into each other. And I'm like, it just feels really forced. Is that me?
Forced,
No, it's very forced.
They're telling again. They're telling, not showing.
Well, yeah, and we had that entire thing on the train last week where you'd think that'd be the perfect place for them to kind of fall in love, but all they do is talk about themselves and just bicker and then have that terrible song. And yeah, it's just it was just a waste. It didn't do what it was supposed to do.
Oh, and Tina here says he thinks she's courageous and he's enamored with her self-taught enchantment skills. I mean, maybe, but
isn't that a cheat? I mean, the fact that she's self-taught is kind of an issue that I have with the character, and it's sort of convenient that would be one of the reasons why he would be attracted to her.
The only way I could buy into it is if this female Loki is, say, several thousand years older than the current Loki by comparison. Because if someone's going to be self-taught, it's going to take a long time for them to get proficient in that skill. And we don't really know the relationship. Like, we know that they're Asgardian. We know that they live vastly longer lives than humans. We know that they age because, again, Odin is quite old and requires his Odin sleep. So where are these two on the sort of timeline of their life cycle? And if this female Loki is a great deal older than the current Loki, I can buy into the self-taught and being good at that stuff thing. But if she ends up being younger or the same age, it's like, ugh, that's tough because you're kind of in line. You're kind of like an equal standing or in line with power to Loki and a little bit better than him in some regards. It's like that. Sometimes the self-taught thing doesn't always work that way. You got to be a savant to begin with.
And they could have thrown that in there. They could have thrown that in there by saying in passing how old she was when he was talking about her being better. When Owen's character was talking about her being better, you could just thrown in there that she's however many thousands of years older than you. Of course she's better. She's mastered her skills or whatever. Yeah. Like that would have been something.
Right. We don't really know how old she is.
And that was a good point too, Nerd Cookies made. Why didn't they just get her as a newborn?
Oh my God. Nerd Cookies, if you're going to take a break from watching Stargate, you're more than welcome to join us. I actually like the previous episode better than this one, so I don't agree with Nerd Cookies on this, but I do agree that Owen Wilson was the best part. And I don't think he's dead because I don't know if you saw the end credit scene, but it seems like people who get what was it called? Like called or whatever. Like it seems like they're going to another dimension or another timeline, or I don't know where they're going.
Somewhere, yeah.
But they're going somewhere.
Was that the thing that was happening all along, or is that a result of the timeline being bombed and the singular timeline no longer existing as its own sort of separate thing?
They kind of ignored all that craziness that happened at the end of episode 2, right? It's like, oh my gosh, this timeline's splitting up in all directions, and then
what happened with that?
Nothing happens. Yeah,
I was kind of like hoping that they're gonna go and try and fix all of that, but there's no fixing. I don't know. That was weird.
I thought that was the fix. Weren't they trying to? They wanted the multiverse, right? They wanted that back,
but not the TVA. So I thought the TVA was gonna go try and fix it.
But they didn't. We didn't see them do anything. But apparently, the sacred timeline is back now that they've caught the 2 Lokis from that event. They completely ignored.
And their love, quote unquote, is what's setting this whole thing off, right? Because that's what I got.
It's what could possibly destroy it after her failed attempt with the time reset bombs in the previous episode, I guess, and it's how they were
right. Right. Roger H, thank you so much for the thumbs up, and happy 4th of July to you. Thanks for being here. Okay, so we see this. She gets kidnapped by this lady. No wonder she's holding a grudge, because this lady's a bit of a bitch.
But it's like, why did she get her at that age? Like a few years younger.
Yeah,
she wouldn't have
go back at any point in time. It's their playground. We're going to be only after you change.
I'm guessing it's kind of like that whole like Hitler idea. Oh, I shouldn't have said that word. But Hitler or whatever you want to call it. That bad man, like, if you want to go back in time and kill him or something like that. Like, so they're trying to go back and get Loki as young as possible before like he or in this case she starts doing anything bad or something. I don't know.
But it's like they waited until she was big enough to do something bad.
Right. Well, she could definitely like steal that thing from the lady.
She was old enough to be a pickpocket. You could have just at 4. Grab her at 4.
I don't know what to say. But we do see a glimpse of these guys at the beginning, and we're like, oh, okay, we're gonna figure out what's going on. Then, of course, these two have their back and forth, which
has the most boring hair possible. I just want to throw that in there.
Oh my god, I totally agree with you. Like, why couldn't they like let her hair down so that it's like, nice and kind of like fine, like a big giant black girl hair, because I love black girl hair.
I mean, why are they determined to make these ladies ugly?
I don't know. I don't remember this entire conversation either. What were they talking about?
They're talking about C20 being killed.
Oh.
And or dying because of Sylvie stuff. And I would say, the hair's not great, but she still looks really good, at least for me as a man.
Yeah, at least she looks feminine.
Yeah, that's true.
They have her in a suit and
She's
tie.
only a year older than me, and it's still really pretty.
Yeah, I don't remember what they were talking about at all.
Yeah, that goes to show women are harder on each other. We're more judgy than men.
Yeah.
She has a very good American accent too. So she's from Oxford. So.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, they know how to act over there.
Some do, yeah.
That's why we just keep hiring British actors. That's for everything.
They're cheaper.
But they actually go to school and learn how to be. Yeah.
They have a massively different education system. Like, they could start what the equivalent is of college at like 15, 16 years old.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Nerd Cookie's sending us a super sticker here. That's so sweet. What is it? Let's see. Oh,
exercise pair giving us blowing us carts.
Oh, thank you, Nerd Cookies. Thank you, Elaine. Elaine has a great channel. Everybody should subscribe to it. That's really sweet. So then we catch up with these guys, and they're having their moment, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm not getting into this, but
their moment.
See, what the sacred timeline is fine.
Yeah, it's all good.
How did this happen?
Like, well, shouldn't we see this? Shouldn't we see the fix? Like, I don't understand, because they made such a big deal out of it in that episode that you're like, oh no, like what's gonna happen? And then it's like, oh no, nothing. Don't worry about it. It's fixed.
Yeah,
I don't
just
understand
happened
how
off
they
screen.
fixed it, though. Did they jump to each of the timelines and call it?
Yeah, because remember when that happened, and then they were like, all people to the doors or whatever, to the dimensions, and then they were like all rushing in, like armies of them were going into the doors. And that lady picked up her like baton or whatever, and she's like, I gotta go back out to the field to call some shit. And
It just seems
so
way too easy.
apparently they did it though, like that. We just didn't see it. I was expecting it a little bit more, but again, that didn't happen. The other thing that I've been expecting more of was seeing Loki actually be in his costume at some point. But there's been no Loki like actual costume. Like I'm like this entire episode, he's just hanging out in these clothes, and she's got the costume. And I'm like, what the fudge? Like, could we get some actual Loki badassness with the costume and stuff? Like, I don't
They're
know.
giving it to the new chick.
Yeah, and
they're giving it to the new
apparently,
character.
But that's what I would have expected. As soon as he got in a place where he had his powers back, I expected him to transform into his costume. But no.
that's what I thought too, Jane. I was expecting it. He dried himself off with his magic, but he was like, I'm still going to stay in the suit for some fucking weird reason.
It's less heavy than the actual Asgardian leather that was vaporized off of him.
Oh my God. That's probably, I mean, that's so stupid though, script doctor. Come on. That's dumb.
He
It
gets
is, but
paid
sometimes-
enough to stay in that costume.
Well, the thing is, sometimes actors have certain demands that have to be met if they want to reprise a role. And like with Robert Downey Jr., after Iron Man 2, he's like, I can't keep wearing the full suit in these scenes anymore. So they built him like a chest piece and a helmet, and then basically a jumpsuit with some markings on it for it to be CG'd after.
Wow.
That's what they do.
Eclay says, I thought you liked him naked, Nina. I do, but I also want to see him with a suit on and then off and then on and then off. Like, I
actually don't mind him in that little suit with the tie. It reminds me of him when he was in Wallander. So, I'm getting my little thrills that way.
I mind it because this is supposed to be a superhero story. This is supposed to be, well, not superhero, in this case, a villain story. And villains have badass costumes. Like, we need awesome shit. This lady, though, the lady Loki, she posted this. Thanks Script Doctor for finding this. Says it's not easy being a working mama. Genius designed Sylvie's costume and added a concealed zipper so I could pump easily and nurse my baby between takes. Oh God. Little big things like this that made it possible for me to do my job and be a parent. I'm forever grateful. So you're telling me that they can build a freaking costume for this lady so she can breastfeed during her shoots, but you can't build a lighter costume for male Loki that doesn't need all this shit going on? Like, I mean, that's kind of weird. I don't know.
But that's just a hypothesis. It could be just as simple as, like I was saying, they want to give all the Loki trappings to this new chick. And if they were having Loki being Loki with his costume, then they can't hand that torch over.
Right. She has to be the focus of his story.
The MCU people.
It's bait and switch. It's bait and switch.
It constantly feels that way. And I really wanted to like this show, but it's just, I don't know. Some of the stuff really get to me, like what I just said. Like I wanted a Loki costume. It's not really that much to ask.
Well, here's the question, right? We're 4 episodes in. What can either of you say this show is actually about?
No idea.
It's
about
introducing Lady Loki.
Yeah.
And these other side characters we'll see later.
Yeah, like
that's
Owen
it.
Wilson.
That's his whole show.
Setup.
It's about these other characters. And I don't understand why they do this. Because the existing characters, you sacrifice them for these new characters that nobody wants to see, and they're not going to be done well because they're not being done well here. They're not going to make money in TV shows or film. So what is the point? Why do this? I don't understand it. I never will. And I hate it. And I'm going to hate watch the next episodes.
I could literally hear you put your head in your hands when you started that.
I know. You seem so frustrated, Jane. It's actually not funny.
Yeah. Well, and I'm at the point where I can't even get mad. I'm just tired because it's not just this. It's happened with a whole bunch of other IPs. And then when we found out about, this new thing with Kevin Smith where they're baiting and switching there, it's like, I'm just tired. That's all I guess I've got to say about that.
So,
and
this is the line though. Like, it's like, oh my God, it's such a huge Nexus event. It looks like a giant, tent.
Well, I mean, it's kind of coinciding with Loki's attraction to Sylvie, don't you think?
It's Loki's tent. That's what's going on. It's like, oh, it's going up.
Yeah.
I thought, and maybe I'm wrong, but I thought this meant they had sex.
Oh.
Like, that's what I think that
they didn't have enough time.
That's what I thought too. I'm like, are they
don't
gonna
know.
do it? Is that what's going on?
Well, he could have done it quick,
Yeah, like have a
That's not
quickie.
good
I
for
mean,
him.
I would have if it's like, the end of the freaking time, and then you're just sitting there with somebody you like, even if it is yourself, it's just like, okay, let's go out with pleasure. Bobo Yogi, thank you so much for the $2. Says it's not right. Not seeing Simps super chatting. Oh my gosh, it's okay. Everybody's chilling out. It's all good. But thank you, Bobo. That's very sweet of you. It's I don't know. I did think this was a metaphor for Loki's pants.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I'm all in favor of Loki's pants, but
there you go.
Yeah.
But then again, it would have been awkward if they started doing it right here and then this thing opened and then people are like, oh my God, like get in here. Yeah. It's like, oh no. All right.
Yeah. Was that the scene, before we move on, was that the scene where she also said, I was born like the goddess of mischief or something? And I just nearly spit my whatever I was drinking coffee out. Because since these are based on real mythological characters, and I know that they've definitely diverged, when he's the god of mischief. And so she's sitting there saying, I'm the goddess of mischief. I'm like, hey, witch, there's only one god of mischief, and it ain't you.
Well, she's the alternate reality goddess of mischief.
Okay,
that's
fine.
The point.
Well, but that doesn't mean I didn't get pissed. I'm very possessive of my man.
No, I get it, but that's her existence, right? Like her existence is that she's an alternate reality Loki, so she'll get to, she can, I don't think there's a man Loki in her universe. So I think
she needs to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kill her.
Just kill her off. She's being ironic, says Tina. Hey,
Hey.
Demajanai for $2 says, to be fair, Sylvie is quite mashable. Is she? I don't know.
Smashable.
I'm just not into her. Smashable.
Well, I don't do chicks, so I can't speak to that. But I can speak to that. She's obviously a very good actress. I don't think it's her fault, like some of the stuff. I think that a lot of these people are very fine actors.
I don't know if she's a fine actress. That's what I'm saying, because I can't feel
anything.
Just can't feel that like chemistry, that like longing, that like, okay, yeah, I'm into this. Like, I just can't feel that from her at all. I can feel it from him. He's actually kind of like, he's putting out something there. Like, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, he's really into her. Like, he's like, okay,
I think
you can tell.
the people she was inhabiting did a great job. I think they did a better job, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, sometimes it's just a casting issue. I'm just saying, objectively speaking, I don't think she's a bad actress. But when you're casting, like when I would cast things, sometimes it's not about who is necessarily the better actor, but it's who has the best chemistry with them all. And they shouldn't have cast her.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like they needed someone better with more heat. Like, we need heat between these two, and there's nothing going on.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Andy McCallum for $2 says, Doomcock is a Loki variant. It makes sense. Okay. I don't know what to say.
The future ruler of Earth.
Okay. That's interesting. Maybe. I don't
Plot
know.
twist.
I feel like he's more like Doctor Doom, but I don't know, maybe. Plot twist for sure. Tina says my husband said he'd do her big time. Oh, damn.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, like I said, I am a heterosexual woman, so I can't speak to that. But I mean, I will take their expertise. If these dudes all want to smash her, okay.
There you go. I mean, Demogenize, like, definitely, you know, he's into the
Smashable.
ladies.
But the guys also like her, like the other girl's hair too. So I don't know.
Oh, that's
I mean,
true.
she's pretty.
That's true. I definitely didn't. I definitely didn't like that hairstyle. What do you guys think of this lady's performance this episode?
It was nice to see her act.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like she finally had a purpose in this. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they
What
added a
happened towards her at
dimension
the
to her
end was-
character,
Yeah.
which is good.
The stuff that happened with her at the end was kind of predictable and dull. But the moment that she has with Sylvie, you know, before they take her to just after this scene, yeah,
Mhm.
that was really nice. I liked that. That was
I like that scene too. The one
Passionate.
that she had with her.
yeah.
So then, okay, can I ask a question? Because I forgot because this show is so forgettable. When they have this thing on, right?
Mhm.
Like this thingy, is that when they can't use the magic? Like, or is that just for the time thingy?
That's just for the time thingy.
Okay, so they can't use their magic ever around here, even without that thingy, right?
Yeah, it's a different dimension. They can't call upon it.
Okay, that's right. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Because when I was watching it, when they took it off, I was like, why aren't they using their magic now? And then I realized they probably can't do it.
It's the land without magic.
Right.
So
Wrong
weird.
show.
So then we see Owen Wilson take this dude to this room where he imprisons her in a memory of his, for where he basically gets bitch slapped and just torn down, and we see that happen over and over again because that's what we want to see in this show. We want to see our anti-hero, one of our favorite characters, just get completely diminished over and over again. That's what the audience wants.
Yeah, this is supposed to be him facing the consequences of a bad action that's essential to his character. However, I would say cutting part of Sif's hair off as a cruel joke and then getting punished for it would probably not do the trick. I think if it was him committing an act over and over again that was bad, for him to kind of realize the pain it causes would probably be more useful for his character development. But here it's just him, getting kicked in the groin, punched across the face, and the acting for the fight of this is really bad because his face does not turn with the punch as it's supposed to. Like, it just clearly doesn't line up. And it's not the same. One person who gets constantly punished over and over physically for a single act would build more resentment, but the same person having to relive the act they did that caused harm would probably create empathy, and it would at least more likely to create empathy. And that's just a basic rule of psychology in itself. It's like, if you feel forced to relive the bad acts that you did, you're going to feel more worse about it, as opposed to reliving the act of being punished for it, because then you're just gonna be like, well, I'm now upset that I got caught, when you really want to make the person upset for what they actually did.
Or you can become increasingly more upset after you feel you've been sufficiently punished, and it just continues. It keeps going on and on. That would make me angrier.
Yeah.
I mean, I just didn't like this whole scene. Like, I get what they were trying to do, but seeing him get beat down by a woman for several times, I was like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just any woman. It's Lady Sif. She's pretty powerful within the Marvel's thing.
But at the same time, that's what he's been doing the entire show, has been getting his ass kicked by women. So it's like, okay, here's another one. And
it doesn't have any uniqueness to it. That's for sure.
It's like, this is so much on the nose. Like, I mean, I would have been like Loki's done a lot of bad shit. Okay, cutting this chick's hair is probably not like the top of the list. Like, how cool would it have been if they had put him into a scenario with Thor? Like, then you can have like a guest star like Thor be in the scene as well, and then have like a a moment that he would like to take back over and over again or something. That would have been more powerful than this. Like, what the fuck is this?
There's that. There's also Renee Russo, who played the mother, and she, of course, did not get a lot of screen time in the Thor films, even though it was planned for her to do so. But again, Disney has a thing with mother characters as well, and they could have done a great thing here, where Loki just is compelled to repeat an act that made his mother cry, and because he knows that she dies because of what happened in the briefing earlier, and he wants to use that time to actually like console and be with his mother because he'll never see her again. Yeah, now he has to relive this painful memory over and over again. That would actually get tears out of an audience and get tears out of him.
Exactly. Like it would be like a heart, like just gut wrenching. And you're like, oh man, like look at this complicated villain going through some shit. I can feel this, But then we have this lady just emasculating him over and over again, and it's just like, oh, okay.
Over her hair getting cut. It's so childish.
It's so stupid.
It is, yeah.
And then we have this scene where because Loki told Owen Wilson, the last thing he told him was like, the TV is lying to you and all this stuff. They have that whole talk where they're trying to close out the case for the Lokis because they've captured them now. And he's kind of like questioning it. He's questioning his reality and what's going on. Then this lady decides to make a choice because she's starting to remember, because I guess because when she got taken over by Lady Loki, it unlocked some memories of her past where she was a variant. She was a real person before she was a variant or whatever. What the hell, Jayne? Oh my God. Okay. I love it.
That was quite good.
I love it. This is so funny. So then she's like starting to remember. And then, oh my God, we have more of this. Yeah, more of this. Like, I was just like, is this not going to end anytime soon? What the
time loop joke.
And then he finally comes and he's like, well, what did you mean by that? Like, let's have a conversation. Did I sound like Owen Wilson?
Pretty close, yeah.
Why don't you tell me what you mean? Let's have a conversation.
You just lie to people.
Oh my God, did I? That's insane.
You just lie to people, Loki. You just lie and stab them in the back. It's weird.
That was spot on.
That was good. That was good script. That's too funny. So then he's just, I don't know. They're just talking about bullshit. You just don't tell me what caused the Nexus event on Lamentus. Oh, he doesn't know yet. He's trying to figure out
what does he not know?
He's trying to figure out what the boner Nexus line was. So he's like, oh, what was that about? Like, what did you guys do on there? And Loki has no idea what he's talking about. He just knows that he kind of realizes that like the only thing that was different was that he had a hard on for Lady Loki. And he's like, oh, okay, maybe it was my hard on. That's what I got from it. And then he realizes it. And he's like, oh shit. Oh my God, there's so much talking, you guys.
It is a talking head scene.
It's just like literally all talk. Nothing is happening.
I swear, if I have any more exposition, I have exposition overdose.
Well, you did finally tell them you're all variants.
You're all variants. I mean, that was basically the most important line. You're all variants, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and then this is when this lady kind of starts remembering shit.
Having a crisis moment.
Yeah, existential crisis. She goes to talk to this lady while this dude is still questioning what's going on about him being a variant. And this chick's the wrong chick to ask because she's totally working for the timekeeper persons, and she doesn't seem to give a frig about being whatever.
Mhm.
She seems kind of evil.
Yeah.
What were you saying? You thought that she might be who?
Oh, so in Marvel Comics, there's a character named Princess Ravonna or Ravana of some sort, very similar name to this character, and she is the love interest of Kang the Conqueror. And Kang's big story is that he goes back in time to save his own reality because he rules Earth and much of the that area of space, and it starts to get wiped out because of some sort of change. So he has to go back in time and fix that change, and he ends up battling the Avengers and so forth. And part of that change that he wants to preserve is the existence of his wife, who's like in one story she's like caught in like a stasis field of some type, and he can't be with her, he can't talk with her, and so that's why he's doing all of this. And so this is this could very well be her as the character, and a lot of people have suspected that Morbius would be Kang, but again, we don't know for sure. Kang is
I don't think Morbius is Kang. There's no
Me either.
way.
Yeah, like
I also
nobody really
don't
knows
think
yet.
she's Kang the Conqueror's wife, because we all thought the same thing in like WandaVision. We thought like, I was gonna say script doctor, Doctor Strange was gonna show up, and we all thought,
Well,
We
he was
thought
cut.
Script Doctor was going to show up.
that would have been great. But we all thought like certain things, and there was like so many of those Easter eggs and blah 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 about Mephisto or whatever, and like, none of it panned out. I really don't think it's gonna pan out here either. I just don't see it. My money is still on the fact that it's Loki pulling the strings, because they're gonna go meta with it. They're gonna be like,
Could be another Loki,
so
yeah.
meta.
Huh.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think that this is going to be a case just like with WandaVision, where the fans come up with better ideas for the ending.
I think she could be the one, like someone more than what she seems. That's possible, but
So they went here.
why are they in the rain though? There's a store right there.
I don't know.
Because
Why
it's
don't you?
it's the cataclysmic event, so it's the only way they can't be monitored. I don't
Why
know why
don't they
don't
go in the
inside.
Oh,
store?
inside.
Yeah, exactly. Like they should go into the store. But you
And-
got to have the rain to hide the actor from not being able to form real tears, because probably might have been the case.
Oh, this.
Not necessarily a diss. Like it's very hard to cry on command. I know a lot of really good actors that don't know how to do it, and they have to get like eye drops and stuff all set and pre-done, and it's because it's really hard to do that. Someone has to have like some really nasty trauma, and a lot of actors suppress all that so they don't break down in the middle of a scene. And the other part too is like there's two types of tears, of fake tears. There's the ones that come actually from the tear duct, and then there's the one that comes from the middle of the eye, where it like collects at the bottom of the eyelid and then drops down. Those are the terrible tears, because nobody actually cries with those. Like that's
Wow.
the actor forcing a biological response. So yeah, it's
Do you
crying
think the
on command is
Loki
hard.
tears in those 2 episodes were like real tears, or do you think they like put that shit?
With Tom Hiddleston, he might be able to do it. I think he could. He's got a lot of acting chops. So,
Just think
and
about,
also he's kind of more normal than other actors, so he probably is able to call onto an actual sad event or something method to generate that.
He's
Think
probably
about
thinking
Puppy's
about
hurt.
what's happening with Loki, and he just cries because he's like,
Could.
fuck.
It's like I made this character a household name.
Yeah, and now they're like shitting all over it. What were you saying, Jane? Sorry.
No, just saying they could think about, something terrible happening to puppies or kittens. That would do it for me.
That would make me more angry than sad. I would want to kill someone.
I wish you had that clip from The Man Who Knew Too Little, a Bill Murray movie, because he has a scene where he talks about this. Like, how'd you get to cry? Man, did you think my dog is dead?
Oh my god, that's funny.
If you haven't seen that movie, check that out after this stream. That's a silly.
What is it called?
The Man Who Knew Too Little.
Oh yes, I have
Damn.
seen that movie. That's
It's a very
that's a good
peculiar,
movie.
like mystery comedy thing. It
was a good
I mean,
movie. It's been
it's
a
a fun
long
movie more than
time
it is a
since
good
I've
movie,
seen
yeah.
it, but it was good.
Yeah.
Tina says, but they already cast someone as Kang for the next Ant-Man movie.
Supposedly, yes.
So maybe they are going to introduce him in this Loki.
Good. Yeah.
That's interesting. So this lady's getting her brain opened up again by Lady Loki. And then they return being all soaking wet because whatever. They could have gone in that store, but whatever. And she could have dried herself off again, but whatever. Then this dude comes in and, reads up on that lady and realizes that she was basically taken out because the same thing was happening to her. Like her mind was open and she was saying, "We're variants." And that other lady like basically covered it up. So he comes back and he gets Owen Wilson because he's like, okay, we need to take these MFers down. Like what we're going to do, blah, blah, blah. And then they come out here. He kind of tries to pretend that nothing's going on, but this lady doesn't buy it and has him basically killed. There he is. Trying to get that scene. There he is. He got vaporized. Did you guys feel anything in this scene?
No.
Were you like, oh no?
Nope.
No? Nobody? I kind of felt a little bit because I was like, oh man, he was like one of the best things about the show, and he's now he's dead. So this sucks.
Well, it was kind of hard to buy into that because we know publicly, like in news briefs and stuff, that he's in 5 out of the 6 episodes. So.
Oh, see, I didn't check that. I didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
Script. Zach says he felt disappointed. Jean says Owen Wilson's character was wasted. Okay.
He doesn't do a whole lot of much, but just talk.
There's only 6 episodes.
Yeah,
6 episodes from what I understand. It's not 8. Although Tina was saying that he was that it was renewed for a 2nd season, so we'll see. Tina says that we're heartless. This was an amazing scene.
Oh,
I felt a little bit. I was just disappointed because I was like, oh no, like is he not going to be around anymore? Because he's like the only good thing about the series other than Tom Hiddleston, which isn't doing shit. So.
Well, you could probably suspect he's either going to retire or run the TVA and balance the multiverse or something by the end. Who knows?
Yeah, so I was a little bummed out at first, but then I was like, he went out too easily too, though, for such a built-up character. Like it was like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna take you out in the hallway. So I was like, there's got to be a trick to this. I don't think this is like the end,
But see, I just figured you have a male and female TVA sort of leadership or whatever that we've seen, right? Him and the judge.
Mm-hmm.
Taking him out just leaves her. You have the male and female Loki. Taking him out just leaves her. That's the direction I felt they were going at this point. Just to eliminate the male characters entirely.
Right. It did feel that way, especially. Well, it did feel that way, especially like near the end when Loki kind of got it too, and you were like, okay, this is not going well at all for the Loki show.
At this point, that's what I thought. This is what's happening. Good. Done.
So see, she's like wet here. It's like they could have gone to the store and she could have dried off, but no, she's soaked. Who was with her? Well, find out later, bish. And it's a surprise. Well, not really. Then they go to see the Time Lords or whatever the hell they're called. And then she's all like, kind of like calling this bitch out on this person out on whatever is going on, like, you took me from my home. And she's like, yeah, I remember. I'd do it again. F you. Not in so many words. I think my dialogue is better. So then they meet the stupid Time Lords who turn out to be some robots.
They got lame Bill and Ted future vibe there. Like the Bill and Ted future Pete Council and Bill and Ted was way better than this.
That's true. Okay, and then this happens. This whole scene.
Wait, can I question?
Sure.
Why the smoke?
Yeah, I didn't get it. Why the smoke? There was so many things I had a problem with in the scene. I was like, what is going on in here?
It's time gas from the 3-time variant things. They expel. They expel gas.
Or maybe they're trying to keep them cool because they're machines, so they're like in a giant computer, or like a.
Why aren't we seeing Loki's nipples through that business shirt?
Wait, what?
If it's
What'd
cold,
you say about nipples? Let's see.
if it's cold, Tom Hiddleston should be, chilly, and we should be able to see that because he's the only one wearing a relatively
white shirt?
thin and transparent shirt.
Oh, there's no nipples at all. This is disappointing.
So it's
I
not
was
really
gonna
that
say,
cold.
script, you were teasing us. I was like, oh my gosh, and I was looking closer. I was thinking I missed it.
We can see some Tom Hiddleston nipples though. Here you go.
I'm so sorry.
I'll survive.
I don't doubt it. You're an excellent specimen. I thought you were empty.
I just moved in.
I'm Charlotte Melville.
Hi.
It's good. Good stuff.
Nice.
Yes, nips. But yeah, so then this lady shows up. She's like, I'm gonna rescue you guys, and like undoes the little time thingy on their neck. And so they all start fighting. For some reason, though, she only has one sword. It's like, bitch, couldn't you bring two?
He stole that from Ravana's office. Because that's the sword that Ravana puts on the stand that allows Morbius to take the other pad thing.
Oh, okay. Well, she brought that. That's it. That's what she brought. And then they all start fighting. And I had a problem with all of this because Loki is basically a weakling. Like, he cannot even battle two humans by himself. Like, he couldn't even, like, it was
Well, it's crap choreography too.
Yeah, CW fighting.
That was bad, but they made it seem too like he was not as good, or he wasn't paying attention because he was constantly looking at her to make sure she was okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's the other thing. They've got those like pruning sticks. All they have to do is just make physical contact with the glowy edge, and they're gone, and they don't even do it.
Oh my god, that's true.
That was my question. Like, why are you just point it? Stick them with it. They should be trying to stick them, and they're trying to avoid being stuck. Like,
there should be a lot more thrusting in this fight scene. Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. Ellie Moses says, my first Nina stream thanks to Scripps tweet, and it's a feel-good stream, even though I don't agree with everything you guys have put. Some very good points and swayed me on some positive vibes only. This is all in good fun. We love the stream, and thank you for joining us. It's awesome. Whenever I see a first time like on my channel, that's really cool. And honestly, like I know Tina Bojan here loves Loki, loves the episodes. I want to love Loki. It's not that I don't want to love it. It's just I always have a little bit of problems with what's going on, especially like just them being like so overbearing on him being a little bitch like all the time. If it was a little bit less, it would have been much better.
And I wanted to love it. I had been waiting for this show. Like, this was going to be the show that was just going to change direction. It's going to be great. How can you mess it up?
I know when we were, because we've been doing these for a while. Like, we started this from basically WandaVision. And then we did Captain America, Captain America and the Woke Falcon, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. That we did. And then now we're doing this one. And like, ever since the very start of the WandaVision one, Jayne has been like, I can't wait till Loki. Loki's going to be amazing, blah, blah. And I was like, don't hold your breath, Jayne.
I'm devastated.
Oh, I feel so bad for you. But yeah, so like in this whole scene, he's just basically like, he didn't do shit. He barely was able to keep up. And then he just, I don't know, he couldn't take care of business very fast. And then he got very got caught up with those two. Meanwhile, she's going at it with this lady because, it's like, oh, they're facing off because that was her kidnapper, and it's like, she's gonna have to get her, and you knew what was gonna happen. Like you kind of saw it coming. I mean, I saw it coming. Did you guys see it coming? Because I totally saw it coming.
Yeah.
Then okay, so she punches her out. So that girl's like knocked out supposedly. I was like, why didn't you just kill her? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
There's a lot of just bodies lying there that should be, pruned.
Yeah, they should have just been pruned. And then they find out, oh my God, the time people are just a bunch of robots. And he's like, then who created the TVA? And I was like, it's you, bro. It's you. But you guys, you guys don't think so. You think it's going to be this Kang. Is it Kang or Krang? What's his name?
Krang is from Ninja Turtles. Kang is from Marvel.
Okay, so Kang.
Wrong genre.
Kang the Conqueror. See, I know one Kang, and it's the guy, the alien from The Simpsons.
Kodos and Kang, yeah.
Yes, Kodos and Kang. So Kang, you think it's going to be Kang that's running the TVA and these robots? Jayne?
Could be.
What's your theory? Who created the TVA, Jayne?
At this point, I don't know. I have no theories. I don't care anymore.
You don't have theories? Your name is Jayne Theory. You have to have a theory.
I don't have any. I'm over it.
This show's defeating her.
Yeah.
I'm living through it at this point. I'm just surviving it.
It's like history. It's one long defeat.
Wow. Zent says, well, God damn it, everything Marvel sucks now. That's pretty much the case. Yeah, I mean, it's at least we're keeping each other company through the suck.
Watch Earth's Mightiest Heroes cartoon. That's a pretty good Marvel thing.
Oh, okay.
It's 2 seasons. It's 52 episodes, I think, in total.
Oh, I've never heard of this. Script Doctor, you think it's going to be Kang?
Probably Kang yeah. I mean, Kang's the only MCU villain I know of that's really time travel related. As was mentioned in the chat, he is going to be part of the Ant-Man and the Wasp third film, the Quantumanium verse or whatever it is. So yeah, this could possibly be a 2-tier setup. So it's going to solidify the multiverse of madness for Doctor Strange, and then Kang's involvement for Ant-Man.
But do you think there's time to introduce a new significant character?
I don't know if it's so much an introduction as more like a tease.
Teresa, what do you think? Do you think it's going to be Kang, or do you think it's going to be someone else?
I think it's going to be someone else, because why would they have something that people would be expecting and would work in universe? They haven't done that for any of these daggone TV shows.
That's what I think so too, Teresa. I think the exact same thing as you. I think they're gonna be like, oh, let's let's pretend it's gonna be Kang, just like with the whole Mephisto thing. And then it's not. It's Loki, because it's like, he's going to be the antagonist and the protagonist in his own show, because we're going to go meta, and it's going to be like so cool because we're so cool. But
or it won't be anyone, and they just won't tell us. There'll be no reveal.
Or it'll be no one. That's true. That's why it's been renewed for a season 2, because they'll never find out who it is. Awesome One says it's going to be Rey Skywalker.
Oh my
that
God,
would be funny.
No.
It's 12-year-old girl Loki. That's what happened. This other one that we're talking about is just another variant of her.
It's gonna be her. I bet you anything. It's
there
gonna
you
be
go.
Her.
That I can believe. That I can believe.
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be a Loki. So if it's a Loki, it's either gonna be her as the baby Loki female will be like the leader of the TVA. Darth Jar Jar. Chat. Let us know what you think. Your theories of who you think is going to be the person who created, or the whatever it is that's going to create the TVA. I refrain from saying person, because it could also be an alien or something. I don't know. Maybe it's one of those. What is that? Captain Marvel aliens. What were they called?
Kree?
The Skrulls. Oh yeah,
Oh,
the
God.
Kree, that's right.
A crossover.
Oh my God,
no,
I totally
please
forgot.
no.
hey, it
Make
might
it
happen.
stop.
They want to know what sucks the most. They'll go with that.
Whatever you don't want to see.
It'll be the mole man.
It'll be that.
When he was turned like this way the first time, I was like, oh, he's getting it. Because when they always set up the scene like this, where like the main person is like kind of facing away or whatever, you're like, oh, this dude's getting it from the back somehow.
Well, you have the cue of the negative space over in the far right. So this is called the rule of thirds. So in the first third to the left, that's your Sylvie. In the center is Loki. And the third is going to be the other character.
Something's going to happen here.
The lighting is terrible too, by the way.
The lighting, it's true. The lighting was terrible. You're right. I was like, what the hell's going on? There's some sort of Game of Thrones situation where it's like freaking so dark. I can't see what's happening.
It's crazy because in like the show Superman and Lois, all the lighting is exactly what's in that elevator behind you. And it really could use some contrast. It's the exact opposite and yet it's still bad.
Oracle of Doom 222 says, I still don't see anyone holding these actors responsible. Integrity goes a long way. Well, what are they supposed to do? They're getting paid to play a part. They're not writers of their own scripts.
Yeah.
They try to be. It's really bad. And on top of that, they might not get another acting job after their run with Marvel is done. So, and they know it. Like Tom Hiddleston, he's still doing little things here and there, but they're never going to be as successful as his Marvel stuff.
Yeah, and they got bills to pay.
Yeah, and they live very expensive. Like working actors, when they're working and getting some big paychecks, they live large.
Which is unwise.
It is. William Shatner has the best model. He lives modestly, even though he makes a lot of money.
That's true. He's very cheap. I love it.
That's because he had virtually no money after Star Trek. And if you take a look at his credits, like throughout the entire decade of the 70s, he's working nonstop.
And Demogenize says, I want Shuma Gorath. I don't know who that is. What is that?
Oh, that sounds familiar. It's going to bug me for a bit.
I don't know.
Hey, everybody Google.
Okay. That's right.
Well, and as I think we were saying earlier, a little bit ago, any actor will tell you, hey, it's my job to read what's on the line and do what they tell me to do, read the lines that I'm given. And sometimes they will be honest when you talk to them at conventions and things, they'll be like, yeah, I thought it sucked too, but hey, that's not my job.
This thing.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of saw that with the Star Wars actors.
That's the crazy thing that can possess like supernatural characters or characters with supernatural powers. Like they fight Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange and
well, y'all know that would be too cool for them to introduce here.
Oh my god, I have to
because
sneeze.
DC is doing Starro and they do have a similar physical appearance, even though they don't have the same powers at all.
Nikki D for 5, thank you so much, says, dear God, this is getting a second season. Please offer your brilliant expertise in the writing room for this show, Script Doctor. Yeah, please help them.
Well, I've
only
made
hope.
pitches. I've made pitches, but here's the thing. So like, if you offer services to a company, they usually scoff at you. So you have to like make a formal pitch and you got to do a proper session, and then you got to get a contract signed. Like there's a whole lot of stuff that you got to do. And Disney is not really in a position to even care at this point, which we can really tell with their television Disney Plus series. But I would love to be able to work for Marvel and maybe steer them a little bit better. But it's all up in the air because Kevin Feige does not have as much power over that studio as people like to think. There's there's a big team around him. Plus, there's also the powers that be at Disney. And the way you can kind of tell this is just look at Iron Man 2. That was the first movie to be kind of neutered during the deal where Disney purchased Marvel Studios' contract from Paramount. And that was going to be a demon in the bottle story. Like Tony Stark is dealing with depression and anxiety and he's killing himself, technically through alcoholism.
Damn.
And they're like, no, you can't do that. So they had to rewrite the story. And then you had Mickey Rourke do his actor thing, where he got a lot of control over how he wanted to do his character, and that also did not help because he was a hot ticket item at that time because of the wrestler and Sin City and things. So yeah, like a whole lot of mistakes happened on there, and Jon Favreau nearly lost his career for objecting to a lot of the choices that studio was doing to him, and then he managed to get back on top with an independent movie called Chef that he wrote and directed.
I love that movie.
That's
That
a
was
great
a good
movie. And that got him other work, and he bounced right back because talent perseveres. Talent and skill, and now knowing how to negotiate, perseveres greatly in this industry.
Have you seen that movie, Jane?
It's got Sofia Vergara in it. Robert
No, I haven't
Jr.
seen it.
You would love it,
Leguizamo.
Jane, because you're a foodie. You're a foodie, so you'll love that. You'll love it.
I'll check it out.
I promise you.
Yeah.
Have you seen it, Teresa?
It
No,
makes
I
fun of
have
Twitter.
not.
The movie
Great.
makes fun of Twitter as well. That's also pretty good.
It's true. Tina says, based on production schedule link, Loki season 2 is in some stage of pre-production with a target shooting date of January 2022.
Yeah, that seems about right.
So there you go. Tina is just a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah,
Appreciate you, Tina.
Yeah. Well, and also, I don't know. This is all just reminding me why I never wanted to make my career this stuff. It was a hobby. Because only very few people get the chance to actually have their visions as they want it to be for the most part. And to see these great IPs and know that they could, if they just had the will to do so, they could do something good with them. And they have people that we're willing to, but they're not choosing to do so.
Did you guys think that this scene was really annoying? Because when she was like, not another pep talk, please. And then he was like giving her a pep talk. And I was like, oh, like,
He's trying to confess his soul to her, Nina.
I know. It's like, can you have like better dialogue, please? Like, oh my God, this was so bad.
Again, the writing team on these shows are quite novice. I mean, they do have some decent experience with regards to like their time in the industry, but their effectiveness, the schedule that they're put on, they are not delivering what they should be, and it is very clear. I mean, the best line out of all three of these shows was basically that one thing Vision says, which is, "What is grief if not love trying to survive?" I'm like, that's the only thing they got out of it.
Yeah.
There's 6 episodes, so we have 2 left. There's 2 remaining.
Oh my!
Tina's like crying over this. Oh, poor Tina. We're just shitting all over her show that she likes.
Darkside said she's not wet enough.
Oh god!
Oh god!
Crazy.
Oh my god! What is happening? Wow.
That's a good point, though, that you're saying is that, that...
What, this is a good point?
No. What Script was just saying is that, maybe it's not even that the writers suck, but when you're forced to move forward as quickly, I don't know if I heard that correctly, but this whole scene, am I correct that this is the one where it ends with him nearly kissing her?
Yes, this is basically when he's trying to tell her, like, I love you, and that's what made the tent in the timeline. Like he's trying to tell her, like, the reason that that he got a huge erection in the timeline, it was mine for you.
Okay, yeah, because this is the scene that I was thinking about earlier, where I'm like, Hiddleston is above this material because he almost sells it.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, he almost sells it. That's what I'm saying. He's good because I can feel that he's trying to put that in, right? Like the feelings are like, okay, I can follow you. But she's a freaking cold as a freaking board. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, we need some heat. We need some passion. Like, you're an icicle.
Well, she's standing there in wet clothes, so I'm sure that didn't help.
Maybe she is a
wet.
what were they supposed to be called again? The snow nymphs or whatever the fuck they are. What were they again?
No.
Oh my gosh, the snow.
She's like an ice thing.
What were they? You know what I'm
I
talking about. Help
Yeah.
me out with the term.
Frost giant?
Yeah,
The
frost
giants,
giant.
yes. Oh my God. Yeah, I spaced on it too.
She's so frosty. So she is a frost giant because
She's the
so
walking
frosty.
cold shoulder personified.
Yeah, she's literally like, she's an ice. Like it's like an ice person. Like, dude. we need
Oh, I
some
thought of
heat over
something
here.
evil. I'm like, well, now that we know that she's been breastfeeding through all this, maybe the problem is the girl hasn't gotten any sleep. I mean, she's got an infant.
That could
But
be.
yeah.
That could be the
With
case
the
too.
amount of wait time on set between takes, no, she's been sleeping a lot. No, seriously,
She's
like
"Screw
setup
this,
and wait
it's a
time
paycheck."
is like between 45 minutes to 2 to 3 hours. It could be any given day. So yeah.
Nikki D for 5 says, let's be honest, this isn't Loki. The real Loki died in IW, Infinity War.
War. Yeah.
So
Yeah, he
who
did.
do we call this guy? Wokey? Jokey? Cucky?
Cookie.
I like
Doki.
Cucky.
I liked Doki. That was funny.
Doki is
Doki.
funny. Yeah, he's a dope, but he's Loki. I like Cucky because he's been literally like freaking turned into a cuck this entire thing. Or Jokey. Jokey's
Yeah.
funny.
Well, they're trying to cuck him because if he gets that erection, it could break the timeline.
It's true. That's what it's about. It's that erection is going to
The
say
god of mischief cannot procreate, or else it will ruin the universe.
Jayne Theory
I'd
likes
procreate
my
then.
snow nymphs comment. Doki panic. Oh my god. Tina's trying to bring us back to like some sense. Remember, Sylvie has been on the run for most of her life. She wouldn't know to expect love, nor know how to react to it. Yes, but even if that's true, there has to be some sort of chemical, like there has to be chemistry, Tina. Even if that's true, you still have some sort of chemistry. You'll be like, okay, like you're chemically just attracted to someone. Like you have to be able to see that. I don't see that between them. That's the problem. They just seem more like siblings to me. So therefore, I cannot picture like their love, like affectionate, male on what female like love thing going on. I just can't see it. Maybe that's my problem, but I just can't.
Yeah, I think you would see something from. I mean, I can't see a human being being incapable of love or some sort of affection or pleasant feeling or something towards someone they actually like. Either she doesn't really like him, or they just, as you said, the actors simply don't have the chemistry that's needed to convey that to an audience.
Mm-hmm. That's just how I feel about it. Maybe I'm totally. I mean, clearly, Tina, you felt something different. So, like, you feel that chemistry. I don't. That's just unfortunate, but it's just the way it is. I don't know. Jayne doesn't either, apparently.
I mean, even animals can show that they like somebody.
Oh, they definitely
That's true.
can.
Mhm.
Dude, dogs start humping your legs immediately. It's
Yeah, and
problem.
cats. I mean, they show you that they loathe you every minute of the day. They can show. Yeah.
Hey, that's your cats, Teresa. They're special.
My cats are crazy.
So then he's trying to tell her that he has a hard on for her, and then whoop, he gets
Your summary is so
burned.
funny. They should hire you to write it. That'd be funny.
This is why Jayne likes hanging out with me. So then of course, I saw this coming from a mile away. I knew this was going to happen, and then
it's down to 2 women, right?
It's down to 2 women. Which, by the way, I was like, what? Yeah, right. Because when she takes this thing, right? And this chick's like, do it. I would have so thought she was going to do it, because why wouldn't she? Right. Like, I mean, and then she's like, no, you're going to tell me everything. And I was like, why would she? Like, what?
You
why?
can't torture her really with that. Like, it's a one and done.
Like, but why on earth would she ever tell her anything? Like, there is no like it's like, okay, you're gonna kill me anyway. People who know they're gonna die anyway, they're not willing to give up information. I don't know. It's just one of those things where I was like, if I was Lady Loki and I just saw somebody who I could potentially like die in front of me by this person, because she doesn't know what's going to happen next, right? She thinks this person just got obliterated in front of her, someone who she supposedly has affection towards, now is dead right in front of her, just as he was about to tell her he loves her. You have this incredibly powerful scene, right? Like, dude gets just freaking wiped out as he's about to tell her he loves her. You're telling me you're not gonna kill this bitch? Come on now. Come on.
She would be dead
go
then and
choke
there.
bitch.
Where's the B-14 hunter, the one that freed them? Like, isn't she still around? Like, can't she help?
She got knocked out.
Yeah, she can come too.
I don't know.
She should be dead right then and there.
Wait, did she get obliterated too? Like, did she get this end, or did she just get knocked out?
I think she just got knocked out. I don't think any of the TVA died in this thing at all.
I don't remember. Let's go
Except
back.
for maybe the one that Loki stabbed in the chest.
Wait, let's go back to this. Okay, there she is. She didn't. I think she just got knocked out by one of those dudes.
She's technically forgotten. Like, she's just...
I don't think she did. Did she die? There she is. That's her.
Yeah.
So yeah, she didn't get obliterated. So she there. So she was just
laying there knocked out during all
of
this
she
commotion?
came to faster than the other lady who got knocked out first. Like, because that doesn't make any sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she got knocked out by humans. This chick got knocked out by Lady Loki. I mean, it should have been like the other girl should have come out faster, I think. I don't know. Demogenize says it doesn't matter if she won't tell her, she can enchant her. That's true.
Wouldn't you think? Can't she take her into another realm and use her magic?
She'd have to, yeah.
Yeah, just
because she can't enchant her here.
Sylvie wants to know the truth more than take revenge on Renslayer. I don't think so. I that's what I'm saying. In that heat of the moment of like watching someone you like die and knowing this bitch did it and being like the goddess of mischief and shit, I don't think so, man. Because there's so many other people you could take and like just find out the truth now, because now you basically gotten rid of the TVA robots. Yeah. You've like, you could just enchant whoever the hell you wanted, I guess, at this point. Oh, no, you couldn't, because you can't use magic.
But you can go back to her office and investigate.
You could go back to her office and investigate. I mean, at this point, she's Lady Loki. She can beat the shit out of everybody pretty easily, so I don't see why she would care. I don't know.
Jump through some timelines. You can figure it out.
Bitch, you take one of mine, I take one of yours. That's what's going on. Be like taking off the earrings. What'd you do to my man? No. Anyways, that is what happened. She said, I'm going to figure out everything and you're going to tell me, blah, 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 blah. We're going to fast forward to the scene that actually matters, which is this one, where he wakes up and he's somehow alive again in his suit. So there he is. And then...
See, and this is where he could have woken up at least here in the costume, right?
Well, you got old Loki, and then you got what looks like Kid Loki, and then another Thor, maybe?
Yeah, a Black Thor.
A Black Thor? Is that what that is?
Yep.
Oh, see, I knew they were going to do more Lokis. So it's got to be a Loki that is the TVA variant person.
Who's basically threatened by all the other Lokis because they're better than him.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's clearly that's where they're headed, you guys. I knew they were going to do some meta shit. This proves it.
Then again, maybe this is the land of Loki and everybody we see here will be a Loki variant.
No, because I think we're going to see Mobius here too, though, because Mobius got it. I think.
I don't think so. Okay, my theory is that this is the land of Loki. He's the only one that survives being killed or whatever, zapped.
Okay. You think that he's the only person that survives being zapped?
Yeah, like him and his variants are the only ones who make it across.
No, because of what we know about how many episodes Owen Wilson's in. He supposedly is in 5 out of the 6 episodes, and we already saw an episode where
Could be
he
a
wasn't in
flashback
it.
though.
Oh, that's true. It could be a flashback. I don't know. Michael Gonzalez says that is the real Loki. Original Silver Age Earth 616 comic book Loki. The others are Johnny come latelys. Okay.
I think he's referring to the one in the green and yellow.
Yeah, the old school. Yeah, this dude.
The
Right
comic
here.
costume.
Yeah. See, thank God. At least they have one costume going on here. What's going on with this alligator? He's got horns too. Is that a Loki?
Could be another Loki, yeah.
Gator Loki.
It's a gator Loki?
There was a frog Thor.
There was? No.
Yep, in the comics, Loki turns Thor into a frog.
Oh, okay. I see.
That's the Florida Loki.
Florida Loki. That's funny. Grumpy old ninja says, remember Tina called this like an episode 1. What, that there's going to be a lot of Lokis? Tina says, all hail Throg.
Hmm.
Do you see a future for these characters though, honestly?
I think they're all going to, well, I don't know about future, but in the future next 2 episodes, they're probably going to team up to trying to take down the TVA or whoever invented the TVA. And then they're going to find out it's them.
But I feel like the setup or what they're trying to do is give them shows or feature them in future films or something. And I don't see it being successful.
I don't know. Maybe for the multiverse of madness people? Because I don't know. I don't know. I mean, at this point, they're trying to get as many characters as possible because remember, like Avengers, like the Infinity War, whatever. They had so many characters. Like they're gonna need to fill the screen, and now so many people are gone. Cap and.
Yeah, like Tina's saying, the Young Avengers, that's a thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I just don't see any of that stuff being as quality material as the original.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it either. So where do you guys think this is? Like, where is the setting? Is this Earth or is this
No.
It looks like a desolated New York.
Oh.
Yeah, it kind of looks like either New York or San Francisco. Is that the Avengers building? I don't know what's going on with this.
Yeah.
Oh, but it definitely seems like some sort of, it does seem Earth-like. I don't think it's Asgard.
No, far too dull to be Asgard. And also, I don't think the Asgard has those types of streetlights over on the
Oh, I didn't even catch that. You're right.
Wait. This can't be Thor. This is Loki. But he's stolen this. That's what's going on. This has to be Loki. It can't be Thor,
a Loki
right?
that's worthy of Mjolnir? Oh, okay.
I was about to say, my God.
That's what I like. Wouldn't you assume that? I don't know.
In his line, it's possible.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
That's why I've gone back to the theory that they're all Loki in this particular timeline or whatever this
dimension is.
Yeah.
Everyone's a Loki.
Patriot Pal says pocket dimension for dangerous variants. That's what I think too.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's some sort of weird pocket dimension.
But why would it be dangerous?
Why would it be designed after Earth though? Like New York. I don't know why it would be designed like this. Yep, that's the Avengers building in the New York. The Sanctum is next to it. Yeah, okay, so it is that. Tina confirms. Tina says that's boastful Yoki. Loki. Loki. Awesome one says toilet Loki. Okay.
Huh? Is that the alligator one? Because alligators come out of the toilet?
I guess we figured out how awesome one feels about Loki.
Okay.
It's shit. Okay, so next week's theories, guys. Script Doctor.
Loki's going to run for mayor of all the Lokis.
Michael Gonzalez says end credits were given as classic Loki, Kid Loki, and boastful Loki. Okay.
And Gator Loki.
So it's not
Gator
Thor,
Loki.
it's boastful Loki. There's no Gator Loki. There should be.
He's totally got the
personality
horns.
Loki.
He's cute. The little Gator Loki is cute. He has more of a costume on than our Loki.
Yes.
Is that a Florida Gator Loki?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's fucking embarrassing. That they have a pet costume for Gator Loki, but we don't have an actual costume for our Loki.
Damn them.
So wait, Script, did you say all your next week's thoughts?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Jayne, what do you think?
I think that our Loki is going to be killed again.
Again?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And the only survivors will be maybe Kid Loki. The alligator may get it.
The alligator may get
Boastful
it.
Loki will make it. Maybe. Who knows? He's black. It could go either way.
I don't know if the black guy is going to make it.
I don't know. But I know that it's going to end with Lady Loki being the star of the show.
Well, they're going to probably have to die in here to go back to the real world. Right? I don't kind of like the way that they did in that real world. Like they got obliterated to come here. So
Possibly.
if that's what you mean is that what you mean by the death?
No, I just think at the end of the day, there's going to be one Loki standing. It's going to be her.
Oh, okay. So you think okay. So this is your thoughts for the entire series, for the next 2 episodes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm,
okay.
It's just, and she's going to be in game.
Okay. Tina Bojan says, in the trailer, you see Mobius driving through what looks like this universe, but with both the Sphinx, Egypt, and Stonehenge, England in the background. Oh, yeah, we still haven't seen him walk through some sort of weird Egypt scene. Remember that was in one of the trailers we looked at? So
Closest
he's definitely
thing was that
coming
desert
back.
thing at the pilot, but yeah.
No, I'm talking about Mobius. He was
Mobius,
in some sort of he was in some sort of catacombs or something in the Egypt, like what Tina's saying here. That makes sense.
Maybe he was thrust into his own little world of only his variants.
Oh, that would be too complicated, though.
And the reason
I
they
don't
want
think they're
jet
gonna do
skis is because
that.
they're surrounded by desert. And it's like, wouldn't the water be nice? I just want a jet ski and water. And
Oh my gosh.
I don't think they're gonna do that. That's too creative. I really don't think. When we talk about creative ideas, I'm like, nah, that's too creative. They're not going to do that. That's too much work.
Yeah.
John Vickery says Loki will not die. That other guy could be Thor. No, I think it's Loki. I think we fleshed it out that it's a variant. Teresa, what do you think is going to happen?
Unfortunately, I think what was said is that this Lady Loki is going to be, she's going to be in game, and that maybe Loki won't survive, and that's part of the whole thing that they brought Tom Hiddleston back. It's like, okay, you're going to come back, you're going to die, and then you can go back to find another Taylor Swift. And it also occurred to me as I was thinking through a little bit about what we've been talking about with this Lady Loki not having any chemistry with him and all that. I mean, maybe she's not supposed to be into Loki. She's too much of a biatch. and it's all one-sided. She's just not that into him.
Maybe she's not.
Or maybe
she's
that's
not.
just giving too much credit.
Well, and that's what Tina was saying too. Like she doesn't know how to feel. But I was like, I mean, there has to be some sort of chemistry though. But
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
that maybe there's not supposed to be. Maybe they're not supposed to be in love. It's just supposed to be Loki.
but that's
I don't
what's
know.
making the giant spike in the sacred timeline, the boner timeline or whatever.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you see, I just can't make sense of it. I guess I'm willing to be maybe a little bit surprised. Maybe they're going to pull something right out of their butts in the next 2 episodes to land the ending. They're going to be like the anti-Wanda. Like WandaVision
I just don't see it.
A great beginning and a crappy ending. Maybe they're going to... I don't see it either, but I'm just saying maybe. Maybe monkeys will fly out of my butt too. I don't know.
By the way, Tina, you have now been wrenched because you are awesome, and I dubbed the wrenched on my channel. So there you go. Have fun.
It could be that it's intentionally one-sided. Like we know, given the current climate, they could have issues with a female character being in a relationship or attracted to a male character. I mean, that it could just be that that's simply not a relationship that they're going to present in the series.
Saying she's a lesbian?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Well, that's one way to avoid those two having a kid of like a perfect Loki thing.
Yeah. That'd be interesting. Jay is asking if we think that Thor would make a cameo. I don't think he will, because if he was going to, like I said, the perfect scene would have been that scene that they had in this episode where he was in that prison, and it would have been like something bad he did to him over and over. And he did.
Unless it's Eric Allen Kramer, who played Thor in the 80s. Or like the in the Hulk TV movies and stuff like that. Yeah, we don't need to see like the Chris Hemsworth version, because that actor is actually ridiculously charismatic and quite funny. And he could do well with that type of stuff, because he's played Thor before.
Okay, that would be
nice
kind of cool. It would be cool to see Thor in general.
Yeah.
Okay, so the fireworks have kicked off. Where you are and your timeline. Okay, perfect. Good to know, Jayne. We are basically at the end of the show anyways. I'd like to thank everybody, especially you guys on the panel here, for joining me on this 4th of July. Thank you. And everybody out there, you guys are awesome. Eclay wants to know Lady Thor. Oh, that's coming. That's coming. So
yeah.
She got herself a movie though. That's coming.
Love and Thunder.
I am. So funny. I was watching Ryan's stream earlier, and he was talking about Hawkeye, and he's like, "Who's watching that?" And I was like, "Probably Jayne and I, and you guys, if like you guys want to see the stream
we
again."
got to finish what we started.
I feel like this has been fun a little bit, just like watching this shit and just tearing it apart. So we'll probably watch that just so we can keep this fun going.
Lots of material to
hate watch and Marvel at this point. Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome, everybody. You guys have a happy 4th of July. If you're watching fireworks, have fun. If not, you guys are awesome anyway. Love all of you. This is here's just dancing Tom Hiddleston for a minute.
Wow.
I love all the little Chinese girls.
Well, I'll tell you, I would have been screaming right there with them.
Yeah, you would. Clay, thank you so much for the super sticker. What is it? Let me check. It's a fist bump pair. Fist bump pair. Thank you guys. You guys are so awesome. I love it. This guy Bob says it's embarrassing.
Oh.
Nah, that's funny. He was having fun. You gotta have fun. Oh, you think they were Japanese? I thought they were Chinese girls. I thought they were Chinese girls. Okay.
Honestly.
Jayne, tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me here on YouTube where I post movie and television reviews. You can also catch me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram at Jayne Theory.
Excellent. Everybody on the panel's links are in the description below, so please subscribe. Script Doctor, tell everybody where they can find you.
They can find me here next Sunday.
Yes.
The next show. Otherwise, I'm on Twitter at ScriptDoctorPhD, and I do have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/ScriptDoctor, where I do movie reviews and analyses of movies and TV shows. It's on hiatus right now because I am writing professionally some scripts at the moment, so that is occupying most of my time. So I really appreciate streams like this where I get a respite and get to talk about things that I don't actually have writing credit in.
Okay. Again, everybody, the links are in the description. Ms. Martin Muses, tell everyone where they can find you.
You can find me here on YouTube at Miss Martin Muses, where I talk about what makes me laugh, makes me cry, makes me happy, makes me sad, or just really ticks me off. You can find me Twitter, Teresa2_Martin, as well as usually on Monday nights, talking A Song of Ice and Fire with our very Jayne Theory, as well as Sporking on Sporking News Podcast
I'm mad
channel.
at him. He said he was going to be here tonight, and then he didn't show up.
Well,
So you guys can tell him Nina's mad at you next time.
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
Be like,
you know,
yeah, just
America.
be like, dude, what happened? Did you get obliterated into like variant universe? What's going on? What's going on with you, Scott?
Maybe he fell asleep. He's done that before.
How did I cancel myself? What did I say?
Oh,
Because of the Chinese Japanese thing.
racist.
Sorry. Okay. Wait, did we get everybody? We got everybody. Okay. As for me, I will be on vacation this week, so you won't find me on my channel this week unless I decide to stream from the beach, which will be awesome.
Nice.
So that will be fun if that happens. If not, you can find me here next Sunday. I will be back by Sunday, so we will be doing the next episode of Loki, and that will be amazing because, penultimate episode. Some shit has to go down. We'll see what happens.
Hopefully.
And again, thank you everybody in the chat. Thank you, Dartside. We had Grumpy Old Ninja. Keely was here. Bob was here. Tina, of course, you are such a sweetheart and have so much knowledge. And Tina, can I just say, I love that you love this show. Keep on loving this show. Don't let anyone get you down. Keep on loving what you're loving, girl. That's awesome. I love hearing your point of view. Aiken, thank you so much. Stomp Brat, Michael, 16-bit, Man Squatch, everybody. Alex was here. Everybody. Nikki D, thank you so much. And thank you for your super chats. Everybody. I think I said you guys. Okay, Jayne. Jayne is here. Jay, thank you. Blake, awesome one. 16-bit, I think I said you already, but say it again. Zents. Patriot, Andy, everybody, thank you guys all so very much, and we will see you next week. Let me close it out with this commercial right here. Good night.
Good night.
It's time for a change. A new plan needs a new boss. It's time for something more surprising, more British, more Jaguar.
We've already created a beast. Now it's time for a new animal. With the same potent DNA, but even more ruthlessly efficient.
Unleash the cats.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right away.
Go on, my pretty ones, go on. Go on.
Go forth and rule the roads!
Oh yes, it is good to be bad.